So guys, in this video, I'm going to let people know how to use the tome perfectly. A lot of people make the common mistake in thinking that these synergies only work for that synergy, which it doesn't. How it does work is that these synergies make these buffs work better for themselves, but they can use others. For example, ethereals are all about critting. If you don't crit, then you can't really use the ethereal buffs as well. But if you can crit, then the ethereal buffs can actually apply to your team, even if you're not ethereal. Same for Doom. Doom's all about reflect. If you have enough reflect in your team, then the Doomsday buff can work for you, but it wouldn't be ideal in getting the Doomsday buff if you can't reflect. This goes for every other team. If you're Avengers, if you can die, which everyone can, but if you can die in the perfect time, then the Avengers buff would actually benefit you if you can die in that perfect time to allow the buffs to work. Same goes for Galarians. If you have a lot of buffs in your team, then this buff would actually help you buff your own team overall being stronger. So let me give you an example. The crit one, right? These all say it after landing a crit, after landing the crit, and after landing the crit. If you don't crit, these are terrible. So if you're most likely going to use ethereal, you would want to go in your own tree more than anyone else. But if you want to have the chance, let's say you're a Validator person and you want to have the chance to crit, if you do crit, all of these will be good. Every single one would be good if you can crit. But if you don't want to chance it, you could get something else what's more beneficial for you. So for me, I use Doom at Validators, you already know. I benefit from using my own buffs more. So I put a lot in Doom and I put a lot of Validators. And then for my next one, I have Galarians. I do not use them. I do not care about them. I know they're strong, but I don't use them. But their buffs are really strong. So I use their buffs to make my Doom at Validator team really strong. This is the best synergy you want to invest in. So if you reset all these tomes, you can reset them by clicking this at the top. It will require gems. Every time you reset, it will scale higher. But again, I advise everyone to restart every single one, so it's all on 0, right? And then depending on how much points you have, you can make it a certain number. The best number you want to have it at is 130. 130 is the ideal spot you want to be in because it's not too much and it's not too less, giving you select buffs. You will get all the good ones at 130, and then the rest of the points you can invest into other synergies to make them better. The first one you want to invest in, if you have all these at 0, is Galarians. The reason why you want to invest into this more is because they give you the best ones. And as you can see, mine's always on the left and not the right. The reason for that is because the left is more offensive. The left is all about damage and benefiting your team in any type of way in the damage area, and the right one is necessarily more of a protection, which I don't care about. And as you can see, it says in the left one here, each time an ally receives a buff, I have a 50% chance in getting additional buff for attack. Again, the attack boost is 5% of in damage increase, reason why I picked the left one over the right one. And if I go and level it again, it would say I gain additionally 2 buffs, and I go up again, it will say additionally I gain 3. That's really good if I have all of them, because I can gain more buffs every time I buff my team. So let's say I buff my teams, I give heal rate, or give attack, or give reflect, or give any type of buff to my team. I'll always get a damage buff on top of that. So it doesn't matter what team you're using. Like I said before, if you're a Doomsday user, they're all about reflect. If I give reflect buff to my team, then I'll get a damage boost for my team because I've applied a reflect buff, which is just a buff that gives an attack boost because Galarians give me attack boost. You get it? Here's another example if you didn't get that one. This is another example. Doomsday users and the Avengers buff work well together. The reason why they work well together is because Doomsdays lack in healing, right? They lack in sustain. If a Doomsday dies, they will get a heal. They'll get a heal from the Avenger buff over here. As you can see, when an ally dies, the surviving allies will get restore 15% of their max HP. So let's say Helios dies, the Royal, let's say he dies at the battlefield, all the other Doomsdays would heal because one died. And if you keep scaling that, so let's say I invested 130 points into this, I would gain a 20% heal each time an ally dies. That's huge if you're using a team that requires a lot of sustain. So that's Mystifiers and Doom. They're most likely the ones that need this over anyone else. Again, I'm not going to name Avengers because this is their buff. So of course they need it, but other people outside of Avengers like Doom and Mystifiers, they'll benefit off this a lot because when one dies, the whole team would heal, making them more annoying. But people like Ethereal, Avalanators, and Galarians, they don't really need this because they have healers, and most of the time they're going to be killing but not being killed. So they're most likely the people that would need other buffs than this. You get it? So yeah, these work for any synergy. It doesn't matter who you use it for, they can work. So what would you invest your points into if you had the points? So again, if all of these are at 0, you want to invest into Galarians first. Prioritize the left tree over the right tree. The left tree is always better, so prioritize that first, and make sure you have it at 130 because 130 is the ideal level you want to be at. You don't want to be any lower than 130 and you don't want to be any higher than 130. It's not bad to go higher than 130. It's just that it's kind of a waste of points if you go higher than 130. The reason why it's a waste because every 10 levels you get 2 of these, right? And this is actually quite a lot of points you get because it's 5,000 per level. And at that stage, let's say you're like high like me, right? I'm quite high in the game with the Tome. This is actually a lot of points, and I can use this points into another tree which requires less. So for example, it says here I need 5,000 to level it once. I need 5,000. But if I go here into another tree, it would say I need 4,300 to level it 10 times. So again, don't waste your points into getting one thing in one class when you can get multiple in another. So again, just want to keep that in mind, that it's kind of important to not waste your points when you could put it into a better thing. I wouldn't put it into Mystifiers because Mystifiers is trash, reason why it's 0, but I put it in all the others because all the other ones have decent ones. So for teams that you use, if you're a Ethereal user, you want to put it into Ethereal because Ethereal is really good if you can crit. How do you do this again? You put most of them on the left. The right's not that bad. The right's okay, but the left one's better because the left one's more offensive, and you can apply the defense red, and this one does defense boost. For me, if I was using the Ethereal, I'll go for the left one because I get the damage boost, and then I get the defense red, and then of course I have points left to apply to another synergy. So for Ethereals, you want to use Galarians, Ethereals, Avalanators. These will be the 3 you should use if you're using Ethereal because they're the ones that are going to benefit you the most. If you don't know what Ethereal does, or not Ethereal, sorry, if you don't know what Avalanators does, they give you a skill effect by 70%. It goes up every time you level it. When I read this, I'm not quite sure, but when I've read it before, it seems to say, because it doesn't actually tell you what it says, I think it means that every time you get a kill on an enemy, your skills get a better effect by how many. What is a skill effect? I think the skill effect means the secondary effect of the ability. So here's an example what I've assumed it could be. Here, this is what I mean. For Nick, for example, if I attack someone, there's a chance of me proccing. Is it this? Yeah, okay, this is what I meant. Every time I use a basic attack, there's a 25% chance of me replacing my basic attack or my basic attack for my Deathbringer. Deathbringer is my second ability. My second skill is going to be my basic attack if I can get the chance. So the second effect is the 25% chance to proc the Deathbringer. That's what I think it means. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think it means. So I apply my basic attack, and then I have a 25% chance to proc it. And if I level up my Valanator Tome, I think this has a higher chance to proc from my experience, because my Nyx procs this literally a lot, like a lot. It's not normal. It procs it so much times, and I think that's what it means. So don't quote me on that. I'm just trying to help you because I think that's what it means. So if you want to level that up and test it, you can, but that's what I think it means. So if you are a Ethereal user, level up the Galarians, Ethereal, and Valanator. If you're a Valanator player, you do the exact same, just like the other two. If you're Galarians, you want to do the exact same. You want to get D3, this one. You want to get the Galarian one. You want to get the Ethereal one. And you want to get the Valanator one. And then that's it. If you have points to spare, put it into your second team if you can. Most likely your second team isn't trash like Doom, so you're probably going to have it into a Ethereal or Valanator anyway. But if you are a Doomsday user, then you want to put it into Doom, you want to put it into Galarians, and then your second one can either be Avengers or Valanators. I'd recommend putting it into Avengers because the sustain is quite good. If you're Mystifiers, you want to put Mystifier should go Galarian, Mystifier, Avengers, because when people die, like I said, you're going to heal and then you're going to be more annoying because you have sustain. If you are, have I missed anyone out? No, I haven't missed anyone out. So yeah. Oh yeah, if you're Avengers, you want to do the exact same. If you're Avengers, no, actually, no, wait. Sorry. If you're Avengers, you most likely want to go Ethereal, Galarian, Avengers. These three would be perfect for Avengers. If you have points to spare, then put it into Valinators if you can. If you're Ethereal, you put it in Galarians, Ethereal, Valinators, and then the Valinators do the exact same as what I just said, and then that's it. That's what I assume would be the best one from my testing. So yeah, if you have any questions on this, oh yeah, also you want to level the middle thing too. The middle thing is quite good. It only stops at 80. 80 is the highest. So if you have points to max it out, I'd recommend maxing it out. But yeah, if this video does help you, please like and subscribe. Put a comment in if you want to ask any questions. Have I tried them all? I've tried all these trees, and I think the Mystifiers is the worst one. Doom is also one of the worst ones if you're not using Doom. But these four here are always good regardless what team you're using. Ethereal is a bit iffy because you have to crit, but there's other ways increasing your crit in this game by having a Celestial in your team, so it is quite good if you can do it. But yeah, if this video did help you, please like and subscribe, and I'll try and make more beneficial videos to help people do stuff more correctly if they're doing it incorrectly. But yeah, thanks for watching.